It's not differentials today. It's back to transmissions. Well, so far so good with the station wagon. It's not the station wagon's transmission, but this is a 700R4 and a good friend's 1964 Chevrolet Impala. Yes, a 1964 Chevrolet Impala. It's been retrofitted with a 700R4 to give it an overdrive. And the trouble is, it's not shifting right now, so we've checked a few things. We checked the modulator, checked the throttle valve. They seem to be okay. So we seem to think, and judging by just how tightly and how unevenly the valve body had been put back on by the previous folks who worked on it, I would tend to think that one of these shift valves inside the transmission over here may be a little bit stuck once it was put into place. So we're going to be taking this thing apart, the valve body, cleaning it, checking it out. Fluid's not burnt at all. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the clutches or the bed in this transmission. Again, like I think it's just because it's sticking the valves inside. So first things first, just want to check and make sure. There's also little check balls inside these things. If some of you have seen some of the movies I made of the 204R, just how important they were to do it in that one, you have to make sure these valves all go back into the transmission proper in this one as well too. So also little pieces. This is your throttle valve assembly, all sorts of little things here. Because you got to be careful to get everything back in a proper sequence. You notice there's little check balls in some of these passages. 1, 2, 3. We have a fourth one over here as well too, which is a larger size. That's called the throttle exhaust check ball. So you have to make sure that all these are put into the proper spots when you're returning the valve body back onto the car. And of course, when you drop the pan, or when you drop the valve body from the car and the transmission's in the car, you have all these valves, the little check balls falling all over the place too from the case side of the passage, which is over here, like you can see in the book showing where they're to be placed. But when you put in these shift kits, you leave out some of these check balls and things, and you're putting in sleeves and things like that to help the accumulators and stuff to give you a harder shift in the transmission. Those are the accumulators there. This is for the first and second, and this goes into the transmission case in this position over here for your 3/4 shift. That's what gives you harder or softer shifts. Again, we can play with springs and you play with different sorts of sleeves to limit the travel of these pistons. Drill some holes into the separator plate, which have all these little passages. It's just like a maze, really. And you might have to drill one going from the 1-2 shift valve into another passage. I forget which one it was exactly, but that's what we have the instructions for, so we never forget about this sort of stuff. And but it'll be a whole sequence of stuff that we're going to be doing over here, and hopefully the 64 will be running really nice again real soon. So here we have it, and like I said, we'll see what will happen. Have a great day, everybody. 700R4, away we go.